but conference champions, first outright championship in Kirksville football history. You've had a couple of days to process it. What's it feel like?
It feels good, but Chris, the truth is, when you're doing in this profession, you enjoy that stuff in the off season. It's just it's the nature of the business. We're going to be right here practicing. We're trying to get better, trying to be 1-0. But it certainly does feel good, and I'm just as thrilled for the community. No embellishment there. It's been a long time coming for them.
How do you get your kids to not just rest their head on that, being like, we did it, we're done, we're NCMC champions, and when there's still more work to do?
Well, it's an interesting question because they're unaccustomed to that thought process, if you will, and to me right now the season's just starting. Centralia, even know who we're playing, they're really good. They're a good football team, and it's almost perfect scheduling. Be a great barometer as we're springboarding into district play and hopefully postseason play as we get rolling here. But there's still a lot of football left to be played, hopefully.
What did you think about your boys' performance against Fulton on Friday?
Yeah, I was very pleased. I challenged them. They've been doing a great job on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I didn't think, in my opinion, there was some work to be done in terms of our mental preparation that last 24 hours before kickoff, and I thought they listened to the gray-haired guy and did their best. I thought they came out and took care of business. It didn't matter who they were playing. They were really ready to compete. That pleased me.
Centralia, they're a tough school. They beat South Shelby, also another good school in the area. What do they do well?
Well, they're unorthodox. They're running out of single wing, which was an offense popular at the turn of the century back in the 1890s and 1900s, and offenses evolved, and you don't even know who the quarterback. They snap it to three different people. You don't know who's catching it. They're very difficult to find the football, and then they complicate it with good players, and they block well. They're fundamentally very sound. Defensively, they've been good for many years, and they're a Bears front with a nose and 2-3 techniques at the end of the day. And they give you a lot of variation to get to that, so it's not as simple as just lining up playing football. So we'll have our work cut out for us. Be an excellent test for our kids as we get ready for district.
As you gear up for district and this game on Friday, where's an area you want to see improvement?
Yeah, I still think offensively, I thought we the last couple weeks were executing more consistently. We need to do even more of that, and particularly yet in a throw game. And I've never been a 50-50 guy. It's balance to me is throwing when you want to throw and running when you want to run. In those 4 or 5 minute drills, we're handing the ball off to ice out ball games, but you've got to do both, and I think we need to execute our throw game just a little bit better.
I was going to actually mention something about that. This season and the last few weeks have been predominantly running in the second half because there is a large lead.
Yeah.
What are you telling your boys in practice and on game day if we find ourselves down, and if we find ourselves down by potentially more than one score, and we need to score quick? How are you making them do that on the field?
Yeah, the offense is suited. We're no huddle, so we can change the tempo and go quickly. And we're very confident, even though we haven't thrown as much, and the games have kind of dictated that over the last 2, 3, 4 weeks of the season for certain. But we're still, we're throwing for about the same amount of yards, like 120 a year ago, and we're at 115 right now, and I think we're running for 190, and I think we ran for 130 a year ago, type of thing. So it's there if we need it, and our guys are pretty veteran. A lot of returners on that offensive side, so we think we definitely can change the tempo if we need to.
Moving forward, who's one player you want to see step up? You said there's a lot of good leaders on this team, but who's one player you want to light a fire under their butt and get them going?
I don't know if there is anybody. I think everybody's straining pretty good, Chris. And, certainly, great players, they play great all the time. That's a challenge. Good players play great occasionally, and we're trying to get average players to play good. And you're always trying to meet guys wherever they're at on that spectrum and move them to a more consistent level and where they can be, and that'll never change.
Is there anything else that I haven't asked you about that you wish to say?
No.
Last question for you. What do you have to do on Friday to get the win?
I think, as always, trying to control the run game, and that's not easy. They're running for 290 a game, so they've got the upper hand statistically for certain. And then turnover takeaways is a close second. So keep an eye on the rush stat, and then winning the turnover takeaway are probably right at the top of the list.